Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another awesome video with Damos in the class. And today we are reading our Hello Neighbors, Mr. Pieces. And of course, before we start the episode, we're going to remind you of what happened on the last one. Jamie, would you like to tell me what happened?
Yeah. So Nikki we was gonna go to Aaron's house, and then my mom asked him if the Enzo family is not speaking to you or like waving to you, then don't go keep on messing with them. And then Nikki saw the note from Aaron to be at the house at 5 o'clock, and then he checked his watch. It's 5:03. And when he entered the house was empty, and then he bumped into Mr. Peterson, and then he fell, and then he had blood all over his shoes. And then he was looking at Mr. Peterson, and he was seeing his head like get out of his house. And then when he saw Aaron, he was upset at him because they were supposed to meet at 5 o'clock. So he took the long way to go to the grocery store. He had the synthesizer with them, and then they had to take the long way, and he had the synthesizer with them. And then when they got out of the grocery store, Aaron was setting up the synthesizer for, and then Nikki was doing a distraction, and then Miss Tillman was inside. What saw Nikki, and then Nikki was trying to cover it up and said that he was looking for a gift from mom, and Miss Tillman was looking at him like suspiciously. And then when and then Aaron started, and then Aaron gave Nikki a thumbs up, and then they started doing the fart synthesizer thing, and then the kindergartens were trying to go each and try to do the fart synthesizer with them, and then it started doing like a whole disaster in the store. And then she put her alarm off, and then the cops came, Officer Keith, and then rather that Aaron said that he did it, and then Miss Simmons said no, it was those boys, and then Nikki will try and cover it up and say that he didn't do it until he couldn't think of an excuse until he said that he did do it. And then his parents came, and then he had to pay $5,000, and then he couldn't hang out with Aaron anymore.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. And what you think? I mean, he embarrassed everybody at the store. That wasn't funny. So, I know you know what happened because I'm sure you watched the video just because you wasn't here. Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. But yeah, so you watched our video, so I'm sure you caught up. So what happened? How you feel about it?
I thought this was a crazy chapter. I didn't like how Miss Tillman was treating Nikki's mom, so I definitely understand why they came back and did the prank. But of course, things got a little out of hand, and that wasn't the best thing that they should have done. But I hope they do get a chance to hang out with each other again, because a lot of things are misunderstood, and the way that Nikki's family is being treated isn't right. The way that Miss Aaron's family isn't being treated right. So,
but that's Nick's only friend too. So
yeah, so I hope they get a chance to see each other again. But yeah, this was a crazy, very funny chapter.
All right, so with no further ado, we're gonna get ready for chapter 13. All right, so now we're gonna read chapter 13, and since you've been gone and we all missed you, you should go first.
I missed y'all too. After a week at home with no TV, no games, no dessert, and no outside contact, I've grown thorough. I keep my shade shut in my room, and on the rare occasion I venture out for meals, the light hurts my eyes. I've showered twice. I've left state, the protest state of punishment, and just given up on basically everything, which I think is what finally wears Dad down. He has to get some work done this weekend, and watching me soak around the house is making him edgy. Still, I almost fight him on it because there's pretty much nothing more embarrassing than when your parents try to make friends for you, except when your dad calls it a play date. Dad, answer me seriously. Do you know how old I am? I didn't mean an actual play date. Dad's hovering over an early proof of tomorrow's newspaper, a red pencil behind his ear, and another in his shirt pocket. Because I've got this case of the sniffles I can't kick, and you know how grumpy I get after naps. Okay, okay, Narf. You're a crusty old sage. A bona fide adult with bona fide adult interests.
Play with friends. This new thought tugs him away from his proof. What the
Hmm.
heck do humans your
Read
age
it
do?
aloud. I know
What
you think it's so funny. Just go ahead.
what the heck do humans eat?
Why are you saying it low? Go ahead. I'm giving you permission. Go ahead.
What the heck do humans your age do? His eyes scan me for an answer, none of them the right ones. Even Dad knows that, and he looks torn between quizzing
Mm-hmm.
me further or meeting his deadline.
Talk louder.
Just do me a favor. He says,
Mm-mm. Go what?
go hang out with Miguel's kid. If you don't like him, I own you
I owe you a Twinkie.
a Twinkie.
That's a cupcake. Kind of like
A Twinkie, Dad means business. He's
pondering.
pondering the big important stuff, which is why I upped the
Auntie.
ante. Two Twinkies, I said, and Dad lifts his eyebrows. That's right, cowboy. Now Dad knows I'm
Pondering.
pondering the big life stuff to the life that has me debating how much I'm willing to do, make friends in his place. You're gotta do, Dad says. The
Epicitos.
Epicitos live
Live.
live 3 blocks away in the newest part of town, and I fight back the usual page of
Pangs.
pangs of
Envy.
envy, and I look at the nearly trimmed
Hedges.
hedges and colorful flower beds and fresh paint jobs. The
Epicitos.
Epicitos probably own their home. They can probably paint it any color they want or put as many holes in the wall as they need to.
They could mount a basketball hoop or dig an in-ground pool in the backyard. I wonder if it's too late to hate Enzo. He was cool at the square, but maybe his dad was counting on him to take pity on me. Then he opens the door. Cool hat, he says, and he ruins everything because he's nice again. Enzo pushes the door open and leads me through the living room to the kitchen. The house is big and new, but it doesn't have the fancy furniture and white carpets I was expecting. The sofa looks old and worn with its cracked leather, and the floors are covered in warm rose-colored tile that makes our voices echo when we talk. Enzo's tears open a bag of chips that we eat by the fistful. My dad says your dad made him laugh so hard once he puked, he said. I believe him. My dad makes everyone laugh like that. My dad said your dad went to school on a full ride. I say with my mouth full, academic. He's gonna be pretty disappointed when he figures out I'm not as smart as him. He laughs first, so I can feel like I can too. Enzo's that breed of nerd who can laugh at him and skim by one mediocre grades. Something undefinable keeps him protected from the embarrassment. I think it's a total lack of self awareness.
Also has more video games than I've ever heard of. We sink into two beanbag chairs, boot up a tag team brawling game, and trade insults the way you can when you're a pro basketball player, or a dragon slayer, or a half human, half bird ninja warrior because insults don't really matter anyway. By the time we look up from the screen, I'm blinking from the light of the TV screen and burping nacho cheese. I don't think I'm going to be able to bend my thumbs tomorrow, I say with my I lean back and rub my eyes. So who else have you met? He asks. I mean, it's practically impossible to meet anyone when school's out. Yeah, I agree. Pretty much just you and Aaron.
Enzo keeps button mashing and starting at the screen. He hasn't died yet. He warriors lizards and still drawing some catnip.
Dwelling.
Dribbling some catnip.
Hmm.
Hmm. He says, and at first I think it's a distraction. But this is Lizard Wars. Dies, and he
Staring.
keeps staring at the screen without wrestling the game,
Restarting.
restarting the game. I think him
And now you skip some. Start, go. You see, restarting the game.
restarting the game, and now I think him had to do with Aaron. You don't like him, do you? I asked him. We were bringing it up.
Talk louder.
I asked him bringing it up, but the thing is, I've made a whooping two friends,
A whopping.
a whopping two friends in Ravenbrooks, and it'd be great if they don't hate each other. And if Enzo really does have something against Aaron, but not Rich, they screw him and his impressive collect of video games.
All right, and these are the video games. So as you see, he got a lot. I'm pretty sure when y'all see those video games, y'all like, what are those? Uh, they had them when I was little. We just say that. All right, so Enzo looks uncomfortable, and I take it as a good sign because if he is a shallow jerk, at least he feels bad about it. He sets his remote control down, but keeps staring at the game's title track with the sound on mute. My little sister Maritza, she's the same age as Maya. Enzo says. I didn't even know Enzo had a sister. She used to hang out with a bunch of Maya and with a bunch. She used to hang out a bunch with Maya and Lucy. He looks cautiously at me. You know, the girl who I nod, thinking back to the grainy newspaper photo of the Golden Apple Young Inventors Club, the third girl in the picture. The caption called her Maritza. So since I had to watch my sister and Aaron had to watch his sister, we used to hang out a lot together too. Okay, I say, bracing for whatever bomb Enzo seems so reluctant to drop. So far, the only weird part of this story is that the fact that Enzo's sister was the other girl in the picture, and she and Maya used to play with a girl who isn't alive anymore. We used to mess around at the construction site for the park. We were there all the time, and all the girls did was ask questions about how the rides worked. They were there so much. Aaron's dad even made up a young inventors club just for them. I thought it was pretty cool. But Aaron, I can feel the bomb dropping. It's like the air is getting heavier. I don't know, Enzo says. It's like Aaron didn't want them to be a part of the park or around his dad at all.
But it wasn't like he was jealous of us being with his dad. I just don't think he liked his dad very much, Enzo says. But I can tell that's not quite what he means to say. Like he was afraid of him? I asked. And it feels like a betrayal even wondering about what Aaron feels when he's not there to tell me if I'm full of it. Enzo's eyes widen, though, so I know I've hit on something. After Lucy, he says, then trails off. He takes a drink of soda absently before continuing again. It just got weirder. I bring Maritza over to their house, but it was like Maya and Aaron didn't really want us around. This is a turn I wasn't expecting. If Enzo was icing Aaron out because he didn't have money, why would Aaron be the one blowing Enzo off? It was what Mr. Peterson said to Maritza, though. That's what creeped me out the most. My gut churns because I think I'm starting to understand. I swallow. My throat still feels dry. We were all in the kitchen, but he stopped her in the hallway. She didn't tell me until after we got home. After that, we didn't hang out with Maya or Aaron anymore. I asked, even though I don't really want to know. What did he say to her? Enzo looked straight at me for the first time that afternoon.
He said, "Did you see Lucy?" fly. She looked just like an angel. It's like all the sounds has left the room, and the only thing I can hear is the fan blowing in Enzo's tired game box.
Wow.
The lizard
Warrior.
warrior cycles through his fight snippets over and over on the screen. But all the fight has left me, I'm not sure who to defend anymore. Aaron, Enzo, Maya, what does make a person bad then? Being happy when bad things happen. One thing I know, though, it's getting harder and harder to defend Mr. Peterson. At the least, he just incapable of saying the right thing at the right time. At the right time. At the worst, there's something really wrong in the Peterson's house.
Wow. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm gonna start. So I think Aaron is just in a tough position with everything that happened surrounding Lucy's death, which is, the 7-year-old who unfortunately passed on the ride. And I think he loses a lot of his friends, including Enzo, because his dad seems to have a part of it. And I don't know, it's just a crazy position for them to be in because, like Enzo said, Maritza, which is Enzo's sister, they all used to hang out with Aaron, his little sister Maya. So it's crazy, at least, in Aaron's position. So I'm kind of starting to feel for him. What do you think?
Yeah, me too. But I still think that Nikki needs to be around a good friend and not like cause disasters. I think they just need to wait for a minute to get like Aaron in a good position to hang out again.
I think I don't know. Like I don't. It's hard to say in a way because I get it. Nick wanna have friends, but like when you move someplace, you don't really know the people and what's already happened in the past. So it's like while you might not see nothing wrong with the person, again, not knowing what previously happened, and clearly they all feel the same thing about the Petersons. What stuck out to me the most is that they felt like that they didn't want them around. And that's what the mom was saying about the Petersons as well.
Mm-hmm.
So why? I don't know. I just know it's already creepy. It's been creepy. But you got to take your time with people. You know what I'm saying? And when you just move somewhere, again, so I really feel like there's a lot of that because even though Enzo, knows Nick's dad, but they were more around and they, you know what I'm saying? They were around and they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we can't, I feel like I can't really judge why Enzo don't really like him, but it's obviously more than that Enzo ain't really saying too because, that was his chance to really kind of outright say what the issue was, but just knowing that she hung out with them, maybe he just feel really touched that they were that close. But if he was found guilty, Mr. Peterson, then I don't know. Is it really fair to hold it against him? But we don't really know. All we know is just what they're saying, And just like Nick, he don't really know. He's learning as he, talks to people. But Enzo, he didn't really say a lot about what happened, other than that they just used to hang out and then they stopped hanging out, and they, kind of felt like they didn't want them around.
Like, yeah, things suddenly got weird.
Well, maybe too because after it happened and Mr. Peterson was being blamed for it, and they all hung out, maybe Mr. Peterson just felt uncomfortable, like
But I think that is an excuse why Mr. Peterson acts the way he acts currently because
that's true.
Just
he's
how
creepy
he's
still,
just
right?
very creepy. So I think he makes it worse, if anything, because I feel like even if Nick moved to, Nick and his family still moved to the street, and either way, they would just still have some like creepy vibes, creepy feels from. Because Mr. Peterson kind of makes it obvious the way he moves and the shovels and the noises and the, just bumping into him.
That's true though. You can't really get around that part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wanting to see what's going on. Maybe they'll tell us in the next chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so guys, hopefully we find out what's going on. Right now, that was the end of chapter 13. Right? And we see you guys back on the next one. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to another awesome video. Damos in the class. Today we're going to be catching up on trying